And we're back with game 2, going in a bit late. Oh, whoops. Going in a bit late. Apologies for that. And it is Eldegon versus Ike. Jared, determined to see him playing Ike through to the end, picks Ike once more. Figs plays Eldegon. Ike, in my opinion, his biggest niche in the game is being an anti-aggro deck, and Eldegon is certainly an aggro deck, so Figs will have his work cut out for him this game. Can he pull it through? Let's find out. Figs bonds an Eldegon that will give his cost 1 Eldegon a plus 20 buff, allowing him to hit through. I think Jared attacked last turn. Yeah, he probably cleared a 1 cost and gains plus 10. So yeah, Jared is a 50, but that is not going to matter in the slightest. All the weenies in this deck hit for 50 at the very least. They generally end up hitting for 80 after the attack on from support at the very least. Figs gets a Smough, which has double break support. Jared wisely dodges, though, not wishing to lose 2 of his orbs from 1 attack. And here we see why Ike is such a good anti-aggro deck in action. Ike has a lot of on-hit effects. In aggro, lacks ways to deal with on-hit effects. They play lots of low-cost weenies, and they rarely have evades in hand for those beaters. So, in the case of that Shannon there, Jared is just going to hit it in the face, kill it, and take advantage of Ike 4-3's on-hit skill to growth. This will become even more relevant with Berserk Ike and 7-5 Ike. Jared goes for a Berserk Ike play. He can count on being able to successfully wipe Figs' field with Berserk Ike. 7-5 Ike is the same. And in some cases, aggro decks just don't even have evades for their MC, so you can just go for an OTK play with 7-5 Ike, although that's going to be a lot more relevant in the serious matchup than it's going to be in this matchup. Eldegon requiring lots of Eldegons in order to take full advantage of his kit means that Figs has plenty of dodges for his MC in this matchup, so the 7-5 OTK is going to be a lot less of a factor here than it will be versus Sirius. That provided that Figs wins this matchup, we even get to see Sirius versus Ike, although it's looking pretty grim for Figs right now. Jared gets the turn 4 Micaiah. He's just going to continue to build his stack. Figs not even going to avoid the attack from the 4-3 Ike, and that's going to put Jared up to a stack of 6 at the end of this turn when you factor in the Micaiah. Growth. If that Micaiah sticks on the board for another turn, Jared will go up to an 8 stack, and then he'll go up to a 9 stack when he promotes into 7-5 Ike. Aldegon has lots of very high attack beaters, though, so 9 won't actually be enough for Jared to just laugh at all of Figs' attacks. He's going to need a bit more than 9. That being said, Figs being an aggro deck lacks access to efficient removal. He's going to struggle quite a bit to get that Micaiah off the board. If he chooses to do so, it'll cost him a good deal of resources. It could very well just cost him enough resources to the point where he's going to lose the game from how much resources it's going to cost him to get that Micaiah off the board. So it might not even be worth it. He might just want to try and go for face. Jared only has 5 cards in hand, 2 orbs, so he needs to hit him twice, and then Jared will have a 7th card hand, and Figs probably is just going to have to bank on the possibility that Jared just doesn't have very many evades out of those 7 cards. But at the same time, this is Ike we're talking about. Ike runs more copies of himself than any other MC in the game. Yet another reason why Ike is such a good anti-aggro deck. He runs a good 18 to 20 copies of himself generally, so no doubt Jared has plenty of Ike evades in his hand. Let's see what Figs decides to do. I'm going to take a drink of water. Plays Eldegon and passes turn. That is unfortunate. That is an unfortunate sell for Figs. Let's see what Jared decides to do. He's just going to go for the OTK. Wow. Maybe he isn't going for the OTK, but he's just recognizing that since Micaiah's stuck on the board, We can do this and be a 90 base on Fig's next turn. Mikaya's skill means that Ike cannot self-support, so that is going to hit. That will not hit, though. Figs is actually an 80 base because he has 2 Eldegon and Bonds, and Jared is only a 70 base due to having a stack of 7. But now Jared's going to be a 90 base, so we'll see how this goes. It's looking quite grim for Figs. Oh, does Jared not have Ike in his retreat? Wow. Or maybe he just wants to accelerate sending his retreat back into his deck. And he moves... Wow, he moves Ike back! That's interesting. That is very interesting. He must... That could mean a number of things. He could just be bluffing. He could legitimately not have very many Ikes in his hand, which is fair, respecting like the possibility of a Beowulf just coming down and hitting him in the face 4 times, and maybe he just doesn't have any Ike in his hand. He doesn't want to count on there being evades in his orbs, which he would be wise not to want to count on that. It could just be a bluff. Might be that he's trying to bait out an Ares that might have grabbed Micaiah had he not done this, but now knowing Figs, he's probably going to grab an... Well, he can't even use Ares. He has way too many cards in his hand to make use of Ares. If it is a bluff, I don't know how I feel about that play. Because I feel like it kind of puts Micaiah on unnecessary danger because, like, Figs doesn't even have orbs, or Figs doesn't even have enough cards in his hand to Ares. So if you were to just leave Ike in your front row and you are bluffing, then you're not really accomplishing much of anything by doing this play instead. Decides to bond 2 cards, bonds another Eldegon. And Figs, being Figs, decides he wants to end this game here and now. Let's see if he can do it. I don't think that... Oh! And he can pull Ike now. He deploys the Smough. Smart, because he needs the thing. Wow, yeah. So he was able to Ares. So we'll see if this was a bluff or if Jared legitimately needed to hide behind that Valencia. Let's find out. This could very well be the turn in which Figs wins the game. If he doesn't win here, though, I'm pretty sure Figs is screwed. I don't think he has any shot of winning. Gonna attack with Beowulf first. And he crits with the Beowulf, sending Jared down to 0 cards in hand. That's going to hit. That is 120 versus 110, thanks to a buff from Smough. Let's see if Smough can get a lucky hit here. He does not. So now it comes down to Beowulf. Beowulf is going to have to, well, I feel like he should have attacked the Linsky here. There's no chance Micaiah sells. There's no way he was going to hit Micaiah. Now Figs needs to decide what he wants to do from here. In order for Beowulf to hit, he needs to get attack emblems, and then Jared needs to get 20 supports. I mean, he has to. Jared just wins next turn if he doesn't do this. That's not going to hit. I'm going to go for one more. Let's see if this one does it, and will not do it. And that is, I'm pretty sure that's good game. I don't think Figs... Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jared just hits face 3 times. Jared can just clear all of Figs' board before he even hits face because he has a guaranteed hit rate with, thanks to assistance from Micaiah. And Figs doesn't have any cards in hand, so Jared can confirm with 100% certainty that Figs indeed does not have dodges for any of his cards. He attacks Marcia with... He attacks Deirdre with Marcia. I probably would have saved that attack for Eldegon. of course, like, I mean, if I'm trying to end the game at the very least, Jared might decide he wants to play it safe and just leave Figs at 0 orbs, or 0 cards in hand, and let him keep his orbs. Certainly he's going to clear the other cards in his deck. And, well, he now has 2 Ikes he can stack with Kaya, so that's good for him. And yeah, Figs is just gonna go, or Jared's just gonna go to town on Figs' board. None of these units will survive. As I said earlier, no chance of Jared selfing because of the Kaya. She prevents self-supports. And yeah, Jared seeks to end this game here and now. Let's see if Figs orbs and evade. If he does, he's certainly gonna let Jared take him down to 0 orbs before he uses it, because next turn is definitely his last turn. Does he get? No, he does not. That is good game. And Jared, fairly expected result. Ike into Eldegon. Ike is definitely an anti-aggro deck, that's for sure. So we will go into, yeah, oh, and he had a ton of Ike. Yeah, he was bluffing. He was hard bluffing there. He knows Figs well. He knows that Figs loves to go for the desperation Beowulf plays with Eldegon. And that will conclude game 2. 1v1. 1v1. 1-1. Let's see what decks both players choose to bring for game 3.